Player Advancement League Season 1 of iRacing was absolutely slam-packed with action, and now Season 2, we look to capitalize where we left off. Green flag out. Aiden Gould, Douglas Henry front row, and as they go down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2, the Flint Water Supply 188 at Michigan International Speedway is underway. Going on, we'll wait for this to reset. There it goes. We have a caution, and we need to check what happened. That's not what we wanted. Let's try that again. Here we go. Samuel Lang bottom, blinked out, back in. Gary Smoke up top, Matthew Heel behind. Turn, what just happened? Josiah Smith, Daniel Honeycutt make up the next row. Green flag. And Aiden Good gets a really good jump this time. He's going to get about a car length on Douglas Henry. Watch these cars go through turns 1 and 2. Douglas Henry drop back into the car length. Let's see if he can gain it back. Matthew Heel, after starting 10th, has made his way up into 6th. And Greg Joden is now working on Jacob Alicia. That is for the 3rd position. Greg Joden will clear himself into 3rd. Alicia falls back to 4th. And Daniel Honeycutt there in 5th. He might have joined us for the Glen. I'm not sure actually which. It was either the Glen or the race before the Glen. Oh my gosh! John Schoenbachler just got turned against the wall. Everybody seems to get away from it fine. That's going to be the caution. John Schoenbachler, that's what Raymond Wimmer wanted to see, though. He's going to get a lap back. What happened to John Schoenbachler? And we didn't even get an incident report, so we're going to have to do that the old-fashioned way and manually rewind. So you got Ethan Walker on the high side. Ooh, maybe Ethan comes down a little bit, grabs the 33. I'll give you guys Matthew Heel, Joe Houston stay out. Only 2 to do so. Oh, and Daniel Honeycutt. Some strategy here. Maybe feeling that they saved their tires. Joe Houston, another driver from the next era. Really swell guy. Our internet may be trying to kill itself once again. But we now are under green. Did not get a chance to talk to Daniel Honeycutt, but we'll watch him. Down the front stretch. And turns 1 and 2. Matthew Heel trails. Joe Houston leading to the inside of the 53. Keep in mind, guys, the 72, the 53, and the 3 all did not take tires there. They stayed out. So see what kind of disadvantage they have towards the rest of the field. Douglas Henry, first car up front that has new tires with Aiden Gould now looking to his inside. Aiden Gould, it is following on those fresher tires. I wonder how far back the 53, the 72, and the 3 do drop on these older tires, or maybe it evens out just a little bit and allows them to hang on to some track position. Here's Aiden Gould. Moving to the bottom of Matthew Heel. Daniel Honeycutt all the way up the track. I don't know if the top line's really worked its way in yet. I know that could really grate off the tires, but he has a little bit of a run down to the bottom. 3 wide for the lead as they go across the stripe. But I still think Aiden Gould is going to have the advantage with those fresh tires. He's going to carry the speed through the corner. Matthew Heel backs off a little bit, and the 51 powers along the outside. Oh, Matthew Heel into the wall. Heavy contact. He's going to fall back. Here comes the 66 and the 19. Oh, Mark Averett crash. And Raymond Wimmer may be involved. Raymond's in the pits right now. But we have Mark Averett crash, no caution. Spotter's not giving us word on a caution. Check the leaders real quick. Leaders are still racing. Mark Averett. We have a replay for him. Heavy contact where they're rearing into that machine. Let's go ahead and check the replay. Mark, top side. Raymond Wimmer down low. Raymond lap car, by the way. Mark, oh, off the corner. I mean, just loose off the corner. Collects the 0-0 and into the wall. Oh, that's a vicious wreck. Vicious out of Raymond. Raymond just a lap car caught up in that. Oh, my gosh. Let's get another look at that. I mean, the 7 just loose off the corner. Hits the 0-0. Big impact out of both of those cars. That is going to be race ending for Raymond as well as Mark. He's going to try to get around these guys now that he's back on the lead lap. He's hoping he can leapfrog these leaders. But he is 15 laps early compared to their fuel window. So keep in mind, he pit lap 36. 36 plus right roughly 15. Or when these leaders, or everybody else on that strategy, that pit on that first caution, or second caution rather, would need to come in for fuel. Right around lap 51. So 10 laps maybe. Here comes Alicia. Powers up the inside. Andrew Goodhart, one of the teammates behind him. They're not direct teammates, but they're underneath the same umbrella, the Warren Brothers Alliance. Goodhart is team Douglas Henry, Jonathan Green, Samuel Lang. The second team being Ben Warren, Jacob Alicia, Mark Averett. And as Alicia now rolls down pit road, we'll stay on him, watch him do his pit stop. He's always very clean, very consistent, and is able to capitalize when he's on pit road. Doesn't matter what car he's in. But if you win a race, you get 46 points. Then it's a little bit of a gap to second place. Second place gets 42. And then from second, and I think we only pay out all the way to the top 43. So far in Player Advancement League, we haven't hit over 43 drivers, which we do not got qualifying. So if you finish last in a race with 43 drivers, you get 1 point. But it goes from second getting 42 all the way down to last place. So with a 22-car field, Raymond Wimmer should still leave here with right around 20 points-ish. So still good compared to if you were to miss the race overall. Now, in the second season of PALracing, we give our drivers a drop week. If you're not familiar with what a drop week is, basically how the iRacing point system works, whatever is your worst finish. Ben Warren currently scored your leader rolling down pit road. Matthew Hill is going to retake the lead. Again, also on that different cycle. Aiden Good, who was on that different tire strategy, he has just around 10 lap newer tires. That's catching him at a pretty quick pace, so you should be able to blow right by him. Aiden Good, like we said, your pole sitter, led quite a few laps, is looking to retake the lead. This is his first PALracing event, and of course, like I said earlier, we keep up with him in the next era. So he's a familiar face to me, and if you tune into the races Wednesday nights, same time, but at Long Year Live, that's my personal broadcasting channel on Twitch, Long Year Live, you'd recognize him. Or if you just watch the highlights of Next Era on my YouTube channel, where everything else goes, you would know he's been pretty consistent. And he does have a win. I think he won Kansas. Yeah, we're going to say, I'm pretty sure he won Kansas. And that track also makes a return on our schedule. Jacob Alicia has once again caught Aiden Good. Jacob Alicia really good at saving these tires, very consistent. Aiden runs pretty hard at the beginning and has a bit of fall off. This is right around the same time in this fuel run, this tire run, where we see Jacob Alicia catch Aiden Good. iRacing not giving us the best camera angle. We'll switch over. 4 tires. And I believe this may be the final pit stop for the set of cars. Trying to redo my math. 20 laps to go. And these guys are to the good by right around 12 laps. So that is the final pit stop for, as Jacob Alesi is on pit road. There's Luke Chadwick. You also got to forget, so you also get an extra point for the Drivers' Championship if you lead a lap. Not every lap you lead, but if you manage to lead a lap, you get an extra point. So Luke Chadwick actually needs to do one more revolution around the track to get that point. Let's go find Jacob Alesi. And he cycled right out in front of Aiden Good. Aiden Good all over his back bumper. One lap of tires separating the two of them. So pretty even, pretty match. This is what we call the battle for the relative lead. Aiden Good, first car up front now to pit the most recent. Aiden Good passes Jacob Alesi. This is for the lead, even though both cars are running 6th and 7th. Knock on wood. Alesi looking to the outside of Good. He's just following right in his tire tracks. That dirty air is going to have some poor effect on the 31. He needs to run a little bit of a different lane. This time he gets a crossover. And he's battling Aiden Good for what could be the win of this race, because they are still, while battling side by side, catching Matthew Hill. They've gained a full second since the last time we talked about the distance. I think for fun, we go on board with Mr. Alesi. Well, just like that, he clears. Let's check Aiden Good's point of view now. On board with Aiden Good. The sun's behind the clouds, guys. The track's going to get a little bit cooler. It's going to grip up a little bit more. These guys could drive just a little bit harder. Whoa, they might have doored there for a second. Aiden Good. Contact with Jacob Alesi. Jacob still hangs on to it. I'm just so happy, so proud of Alesi. I believe Alesi, of course, underneath the Warren Brothers Alliance, is going to pick up a win for the team championship and picks up the first win of PALracing Season 2 here at the Flint Water Supply 188. He said this season was going to be his season, and he's proven us right. Let's listen into the team.
Yeah, boys.
Noah's talking, he's muted.
Spectacular.
Yeah, I didn't give my drivers a fair warning about I joined the call as soon as they won and kind of listen in a little bit to team comms. Mark Avery getting off his spectacular. Ben Warren making me aware I was muted. Jacob Alesi getting shown respect from all of his competitors. We'll let him burn it down and we'll pull him up for an interview. Jacob Alesi takes home first. Aiden Good second. Matthew Heel third. And watch him burn it down on that Michigan stripe. This has got to feel good. We'll pull him up, and I would love to do maybe another big loop or so. We'll get him in here. Jacob Alesi, this is Noah up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy, Noah.
Well, you told us in your interview for the promo video that this season was going to be your season. You went out here, pick up the first race win in Season 2. How's it feel to get it done here at Michigan?
Oh, man, I am over the moon. I love Michigan, and it loves me, baby. I am all over this track. I had such a good freaking fight with Aiden. I could barely get by him, but once I was, oh, man, I really love a big, wide, slick track. That's where I'm strong.
Alrighty, big, wide, and slick. Perfect way to capitalize and describe how your season's going to go. I can't wait to see what you do next week at Iowa.
I can't wait either.
We'll send Alicia down. We'll go ahead and talk to your second place finisher, Mr. Aiden Good. Well, Aiden, you capitalized strong here for your first showing. You pick up the pole. You led some laps. You might have actually led the most laps, grabbed that extra point. And you were definitely really quick. Tell us about how the 51 machine drove for you today at Michigan.
It drove pretty good. I feel like I didn't think the 31 was going to be there because I didn't see him up front, but after that second caution when me and him pitted for tires and we just pretty much gapped the whole field, I thought I was going to have the better shot at it because I kind of short pitted him. I thought that might work, but the last pit stop, he pitted the lap right after me, and that was the big difference in the race. But it drove pretty good. The car was good all night.
Well, thank you so much, Aiden. Congratulations on bringing it home second. Very respectful. You drove pretty well. Will we see you next week at Iowa? Maybe. Will we see you next week at Iowa?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's senior year for me, so might have some stuff coming up, but maybe.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Aiden. Congratulations, buddy.
All right, you take care.
We'll send Aiden down, and you guys know who we're going to talk to next. We got to talk to your third place finisher, backwards in his pit box as always, Mr. Magic Matthew Heel. Mr. Heel, this is no up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, Matthew, first of all, congratulations on signing your first TQ midget deal. Happy to see how that racing goes for you. But in Player Advancement League, you put yourself kind of on the outs with that early strategy that kind of didn't play into your hand for the rest of the race. Talk to us about what was going through your head when you made that decision, what you were hoping for, and of course, well, how the car ran for you being off the tire cycle.
Chef Colin Mabelmobile was pretty good tonight. It probably would have helped if I had a little bit more practice, as I really didn't figure out the track into the second or maybe even the last run when I was about half a second faster than on the first run. So I feel like I gave a little bit up there, and I could have been a little bit closer. I don't know, with that caution that came out, I thought we were going to have a few more of those, so I wanted to stay out front and hopefully be ahead of the chaos, and just the chaos never happened. So I think we made the most out of our strategy. I feel that we needed to be a little bit more aggressive there, and we just weren't. So in the end, solid point stay, P3, looking forward to next week.
All righty, we look forward to seeing you try to defend your championship. Do you have any comment on some of the newer drivers in the league coming up from next era, like Aiden Good, Joe Houston? I actually followed you on that pit strategy. Were you able to race against those guys some, get some input?
That was a lot of fun. A lot of good guys coming over from the next era group, and the people who didn't, it was all fun to race around, no issues, no worries, and looking forward to racing with them all next week.
All right, thank you so much, Matthew.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude what was the Michigan Flint Water Supply 188 first race of Player Advancement League's second season of iRacing. Guys, join us same time, same place, right around 8:20, 8:25 for what will be Iowa Speedway. Every Tuesday night, you can catch us right here at twitch.tv/Player Advancement League. Be on the lookout on my YouTube channel. It should be Cowboy_Noah to catch the highlight reel and also bonus content. If you haven't seen the full video of In the Hunt, the preseason edition, go to my YouTube channel, check that out. That has some featured highlights and videos and interviews of all of your favorites from last season going into this season. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Noah Longyear. Have a good night.